Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be diving into the mesmerizing world of scrolling animation. I'm going to be walking you through the steps to ensure your animation seamlessly unfolds as your user scrolls. So I'm going to be showing you how to create this scrolling animation on your mobile app. So these are all the images I'm going to be working with. I brought out my images. So you're going to duplicate the first image. You're going to make a duplicate of it and take it to the extreme end. So after the third image. So I'm going to highlight everything together and put them in an auto layout. So I'm going to put it in an auto layout. So I'm going to make the auto layout 10. The spacing between them will be 10. So after making them 10, I'm going to add them. I'm going to put them inside a frame. So I'm just going to right click and I'm going to frame selection. So after framing, I'm going to reduce my frame. Now not the auto layout frame, but the main frame itself. I'm going to reduce it to the width of my picture, of my image rather. So it's going to be 335. Then I'm going to duplicate my frame. So after duplicating my frame, I'm going to select on the auto layout inside the frame. Then I'm going to adjust it from the x-axis. So I'll be adjusting it horizontally. So I'm going to make sure the second image is fixed. Now there's not going to be an interlay of any other image aside the second image itself. So it's going to be the second image. Now I'm going to note my x-axis number. So I'm going to use it to adjust the remaining images. So after doing that, I'm going to duplicate the second frame and do the same thing I did for the first frame and the second frame. So it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to duplicate the screen a second time and a third time. So now this is the fourth one. So everything is already properly aligned in each frame. Each image is aligned. So if you notice that the first frame and the last frame are the same images, but they have different alignments because of the auto layouts. So now I'm going to arrange all of them horizontally. You can choose to arrange them vertically. Anyhow, I'm going to arrange mine horizontally because I want it to give me that feel that I'm scrolling, when I'm scrolling rather. So after arranging them, I'm going to put them in a component set. So I will highlight them, then go to my component and create component set. Then I'm going to go to the prototype. So I'm going to link each to the next one. So the first one, I'm going to link it to the first one. So I'm going to put it on after delay. Then I'm going to put my timing in 1000. And I'm going to make it smart animate. Then it's going to be in linear. Then my timing is okay. So I'm going to do the same for the second one and the third one. So now having done that for the second and third one, I'm going to do the fourth one a little bit different. So the fourth one, I'm going to link it back to the first one because I want to create an infinite loop of animation. So it's going to be in after delay. My timing is going to be in 1. Then it's going to change to instant because I want to create an effect that it is infinite. So now I'm going to copy this first frame. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this first frame and I'm going to put it on my main frame. You can see my sketch work, the wireframe I've done. So I'm going to paste here. I'm just going to do paste to replace already. So now this is done. I'm going to check the prototype to see how it came out. I'm going to add my flow starting point and I'm going to change my device because I'm using iPhone 13 mini. So I'm going to check my prototype and see how it came. Okay, now we see that it's scrolling vertically. It's coming from the right side. So now there's an infinite scrolling. There's no a pause, although there's a pause. But now the pause is not, you're not going to see the pause because the scrolling is infinite. So it's going to continue scrolling like that. It's going to continue scrolling like that. So now I'm going to create another sliding effect, but this sliding effect is going to be a little bit different from the first one created. This one is going to be scrolling with the use of arrow. So I'm going to be scrolling with the use of arrow. So now these are the images I'm going to be working with, and that's my arrows, the two arrows I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to duplicate the first two images. I'm going to be duplicating the first two images and I'm going to be taking them to the extreme end just like we did in the first slider we created. Then I'm going to highlight everything, all the images. Then I'm going to frame them. I'm going to put them in an auto layout, sorry. So it's going to be in an auto layout. And after putting it in an auto layout, I am now going to frame them. With frame selection, right click, then frame. Now after framing, I'm going to reduce the width of the frame size to the one I want. So I'm working with 335 because that's my frame size selection. Then I'm going to clip. So now after clipping, I'm going to bring in the arrows, my arrows. So those arrows are what I'm going to be using to create that sliding effect, the scrolling effect. So I'm going to place my arrows on my frame. So it's just going to be on it. Don't put the arrow inside your frame, no. Make sure your arrow is on top of this frame because we're still going to be framing everything together. So make sure your arrows are on it. So I'm going to make sure the two arrows are on the frame. So I've done this first arrow, and I'm going to make the second arrow to be on the frame. So you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard to be moving it, so it will be easier for you. Then after setting your arrows, now I'm going to frame everything together, my arrows and the frame itself. I'm going to frame everything together. That's the three properties. Now I'm going to frame them. Now I'm going to duplicate the framing section, the frame, like we did in the first one. So it's still going to be the same process. The only difference between this is just going to be the way I'm going to be prototyping the arrows. So I'm going to adjust it the same way. So I'm going to move it with the X axis. I'm going to move it. Now after moving, I'm going to duplicate the frame. Note that we're moving the auto layout, not the frame. We are moving the auto layout, not the frame. So I'm going to do the same thing for the rest frames. Till the last one. So the last frame is going to be like the first frame. So they're going to be the same images, both the first frame and the last frame. They're going to have the same images. Now after doing each and every layout of my frames, I'm going to highlight everything and put them in a component set. I'm going to put them in a component set like the way we did in the first one. So after putting them in a component set, now I'm going to use the arrow to be prototyping each and every frame. So from frame 1, I'm going to link it to frame 2. So the first arrow, I'll be linking it to the second frame. So I'm going to use my prototype. Then that circle plus, I'm going to link it to the second one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to repeat the same process. So I'm going to do the same thing for this second arrow. I'm going to link it back up, but it's going to be on tap and it's going to be in smart animate. You can put it in ease out, linear, but I'm going to choose ease out. Then I'm going to put it in 500, the timing. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the second arrow, the third arrow, and every other arrows. So it's going to be the same prototype options. Then for the last frame, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be like the first slider we created. So instead of on tab, it's going to be in after delay, and it's going to be on 1. The time is going to be 1. Then it's going to be instant. That's all. So it's just going to appear into the second frame. So they're going to merge together. So after prototyping all the frames, now I'm going to click on the first frame. I'm going to copy it and take it to my font frame section. So I'm going to be pasting to replace. So I'm going to do the same thing for the down frame too. I'm going to do paste to replace because it's just a sketch work to show you how we can create these sliders. Now I'm going to play my prototype. You see that the first one is already moving automatically. That one, you don't need to direct that one. It moves automatically by itself. You can even add carousel, circle carousel to show that, okay, this is the first frame, second frame. So anyhow you want to do your own, you can be creative and come up with something. Now you can see that this second arrow, where there's top notch, the second frame where there's top notch, you see that I'm using my arrow key to be navigating left and right. So you can move it left and right, unlike the first frame that is moving automatically by itself. So this one you have to program it to move it with your arrow. As I've wrapped up this tutorial, now you have a solid understanding of how scrolling animation can be like. So you can use it for your design projects, your website. You can also use this implementation process. It's not only for mobile, you can also use it for websites, for your web design. You can do it in different design. You can be creative, come up with your own design, whether it's a landing page or portfolio, a creative website. You can use this scrolling animation techniques because it's going to level up your UI UX game. And don't forget to like this video, comment, and share this tutorial. Thank you. I'm going to see you in the next video.